January 10th, 2011, Tostitos BCS National Championship game, Auburn, Oregon. Michael Dyers won to help upset that.
Play to the whistle, fellas. Play to the whistle.
5 players later, or I should say 5 plays later, Auburn wins its first national title since 1957.
His wrist is still down. So I'm spending the weekend watching the video stream of Coachella on YouTube because I'm too broke to actually attend the 3-day music festival. Oh well. Anyway, it's FishDuck vlog time, so let's get to it. What a week it has been in Oregon Ducks sports. It's 2 weeks until the Oregon Ducks spring game, Saturday, April 28th at 11 a.m. Autzen Stadium should be quite packed for this one, which means lots of food donations for Food for Lake County. It's a great thing. Remember, to get in, all they ask is 3 canned food items, so be sure to bring those along. Compared to season ticket prices, I mean, come on, that's a bargain. And this is the first game in years that is not being nationally televised, which means those of us living out of state can't watch it. So, coming off the Rose Bowl win, barring bad weather, this may be the biggest crowd that ever attends an Oregon Ducks spring game. Oh, and FishDuck.com will be well represented that day, so if you see one of us, come on up, say hi. If you can't make it though, the game will be on ESPN3, so fire up those internet connections if you get ESPN3. Practices are ongoing. Nobody really has a firm idea of exactly what's happening outside of, what's said after practice and interviews, and there's a whole lot of coach speak. We'll have a much better idea of things after the spring game. What we do know right now is that Bennett and Mariota are competing well, the wide receivers are developing, young linemen are working hard, blah, 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 etc. It's a lot of coach speak. They did have some Pac-12 officials come into practice to work on various situations, and the spring game will be another chance to work with actual officials to go over some of the rule changes and work on situational things. The biggest rule change, of course, is on kickoffs. They want to reduce the number of injuries that are associated with kickoffs. There's a lot of concussions that happen on kickoffs. And so they're doing so by changing the point at which the ball is kicked, and also touchbacks are going out to the 25. That adds incentive to have more touchbacks, which in theory reduces the number of injuries. Week 1, it will spark a lot of questions. By week 3, we'll all be wishing that the announcers would just shut up about it. We know that the ball will go to the 25. You don't have to mention it every single time. It's going to essentially be this year's version of, did you know Brock Osweiler is 6'8", and that Allen and Maynard are actually brothers? Don't tell anyone.
I mean, we're out here throwing with every single one of them, and me and Brian, we rotate, with the 1s and 2s, and having that opportunity to just work with everybody allows us to build a little chemistry with everybody.
Oh, and our friends at GoDucks.com released yet another awesome behind-the-scenes video on their site, as well as on their YouTube channel. This time it was Brian Bennett giving a tour of the locker room. In less than a week, it's actually had over 100,000 views. That's pretty awesome. Way to go, GoDucks.com crew. Be sure to check it out. April 28th may in fact be a very big day of celebration for the University of Oregon. Not only is it the day of the spring football game, but Duck fans may be celebrating a new national championship as well. Now, the University of Oregon has 20 team national championships throughout its entire history, and that day is the last day of the national championships for acrobatics and tumbling. University of Oregon is the national defending champions, and the tournament will be taking place over the course of 3 days in Waco, Texas at the Baylor campus, ending that same Saturday. Oregon are the favorites to repeat as national champs. They are undefeated on the season, so hopefully the Ducks may be winning the day in several ways in 2 weeks' time. As for Duck baseball, wow, what a streak that George Horton's crew has been on of late. After sweeping ASU and taking 2 out of 3 versus UCLA last week, they swept San Francisco this week and won in extra innings against number 6 Stanford last night, Friday night. The Ducks have moved up to 16th in the polls, and if they keep playing the way they are, they're going to keep shooting on up from there. So they could break into the top 10. The Pac-12 is stacked with top-notch talent and quality teams, led by UCLA, ASU, and Stanford, all ranked in the top 15. The pitcher for Stanford that the Ducks beat last night, he's probably going to be the number 1 overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft. So there's a lot of talent out there in the Pac-12, and Oregon right now is steamrolling over all of them. Up next for baseball is Arkansas Pine Bluff on Monday, and then Portland on Wednesday, and then a series hosting Washington State. Not to be overshadowed amidst baseball's great streak in spring football, the track and field teams, wow, they continue to impress. Yesterday was the John Knight Twilight Meet at Western Oregon University in Monmouth, Oregon, and both the men's and women's teams dominated. The women's team has been ranked number 1 all year. They won the national championship indoor, three-peated as national champions, and they appear poised for a national title on the outdoor track as well this year. While the men's team, they've climbed up to 13th nationally in the country. The Mount Sac Relays Heptathlon and the Oregon Relays back at Hayward Field are taking place this next week. Oregon picked up 8 wins in total on Friday. That was highlighted by a season-best triple jump by Tyler Pinkney, and both the men's and women's teams won the pole vault competitions, and Alexandria Davidson, what a night she had. She won both the 100-meter and the 200-meter. Congratulations to the Oregon track teams, though the job is not finished. Do well at the Mount Sac Relays, Oregon Relays, and then after that we have the Penn Relays. The championships are coming up soon. Softball, meanwhile, is still sitting pretty, hovering right around 15th place in the national rankings, about where they've been for most of the season. They split a series with number 7 Washington this past week, and they beat Utah on Friday night, the first of a 3-game series in Salt Lake. Next week, they're going to host Portland State and Cal at Howe Field. But if there's one program at Oregon that has been as hot as anyone in the nation right now, it has to be women's lacrosse. After starting the season slow, going 2-3, they have been on fire of late. They've won 8 of their last 9 games. They beat Stanford yesterday, and they're playing St. Mary's on Sunday. The lacrosse team has been led largely by Jana Drummond, who followed up last week being named the MPSF Player of the Week by breaking the all-time goals scored record at the University of Oregon against Stanford on Friday. She's now scored 140 career goals. Congratulations, Jana Drummond. She's turned into a scoring machine, helping Oregon to this impressive turnaround after starting the year 2-3. It's also a big weekend for the golf teams. The number 9 men's team is going to be competing at the Western Intercollegiate this weekend, and the women's team is set to participate in a tournament at Half Moon Bay on Monday and Tuesday. Oh, and in case you missed it, this past Thursday, ABC's Modern Family, one of the plot lines in the popular sitcom was all about University of Oregon college admissions. It's not the first time that the U of O has been mentioned in the popular TV show, and it's awesome every time. So in case you missed it, check Hulu.com and type in Modern Family and look for the most recent episode called The Election. So that's it for your Duck Sports update, but hang on, because there's plenty happening with FishDuck.com too that you should be paying attention to. It was really exciting times for us at FishDuck.com this week as links to our articles appeared all over the place. The Oregonian was kind enough to link one of our articles, and in turn ESPN.com actually linked the same article. We've received great support from websites like allvoices.com, addictedtoquack.com, BuzzTap, Duck Sports Now, GoDucks.net, the Wines Family blog, and Full Throttle Online. For all the websites that link to FishDuck.com content, we thank you very much. And please let us know when you do so. We appreciate your support. Now, for the last couple of weeks, we have partnered up with a football coaching site called CoachesChoice.com. They have several presentations that Chip Kelly himself has given at various conferences that are part of overall presentations that they've made available on their site, and have given us exclusive permission to reprint these for free on FishDuck.com. Now, the Chip Kelly portions are just a tiny little piece of the wealth of knowledge that is available from CoachesChoice.com, and they are offering up the content that includes Chip Kelly's presentations as well as presentations by many other coaches to FishDuck users with a 10% discount. Now, if you want the full information, the links to access this, please check out the CoachesChoice.com links that are associated with the Chip Kelly presentations on our website. You can find those in the Fish Wrap or the Playbook on FishDuck.com. And on Wednesday, our weekly recruiting summary that's presented by Mark Flores got retweeted by a particular individual. This week's article highlighted a particular athlete whose mother actually retweeted our link and is now following us on Twitter. So to the athlete in question, hi, hello, thank you, and welcome to FishDuck.com, and we hope that your son makes a wise decision in his choice of schools to attend. We appreciate everyone that chooses to come and participate in FishDuck.com. Now, if you want to find out about everything that's going on with the site, simply go to our Playbook section. That is our directory for all the content that appears on FishDuck.com. It has all of our videos, all of our articles, everything that's available on the site. And if you want your video fix, try the Fish Tank. It is a massive archive of everything Oregon Ducks related you could ever possibly want to see. Thousands of videos updated daily. And of course, our message board. Thank you to those who have recently joined, and for those who haven't, what are you waiting for? It's 100% free, just like all of FishDuck.com, and we want to hear from you. And now, my random tweet of the week.
Hey, will you shut up?
Thank you.
Normally every week I close out these videos by providing a music recommendation. Well, Coachella is this weekend. Now if you don't know what that is, it is a massive annual 3-day music festival that takes place down here in California in the city of Indio. It's some of the top up-and-coming names. They always have great reunions of legendary artists. It's just a fantastic event every year. It's happening this year, and what's awesome is the last couple of years, they've live streamed a lot of the performances for free through YouTube. So rather than actually give an individual artist profiling this week, I'm simply saying, do what I'm doing this week. Find a comfy spot on your couch, go to youtube.com, type in Coachella, and they have 3 channels that are simultaneously airing live performances from the Coachella Music Festival. It runs all night. Just last night alone, the first day of the festival, I watched sets from Givers, Neon Indian, Group Love, Jimmy Cliff, Yuck, Madness, Pulp, Mazzy Star, The Black Keys, M83, Refused. It was a fantastic night. I'm really looking forward to all the sets taking place on Saturday and Sunday. So rather than naming an individual artist this week, my recommendation is to get on YouTube, type in Coachella, go to the live feed. They have 3 channels running simultaneously, and also they'll encore some sets. So go enjoy this fantastic weekend of live music from the comfort of your own couch for free. So that does it for me this week. Time to get back to the music from Coachella. As always, this is Kurt saying go fish, get hooked, go Ducks.